Hi and welcome to the Financial Fox. Today on the show we have the veteran tech entrepreneur Clem Chambers, who is the CEO of the global financial platform ADVFN and also CEO for OBC, the first London company to be involved in blockchain, which is now launching a new cryptocurrency for Brazilians. So Clem, first of all, why Brazil?
ADVFN has a very, very large footprint in Brazil with ADVFN Brazil. It's basically the leading private investor platform for information in Brazil. Not many people know that. It's got a long and unusual history, but we've been very successful in Brazil. Now OBC, which is a sister company of ADVFN, is working with ADVFN on a range of blockchain ideas because ADVFN has the community and OBC has the technology. We decided that it would be good to have a cryptocurrency for Brazil for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is Brazil is a very unbanked country. And another reason is a lot of people are seeing crypto as a global idea. So Bitcoin, for example, is a global currency. Well, actually, when you look at the history of business, you might want to think globally, but you have to act locally. So the idea of a local cryptocurrency, we think, has got legs because people want to associate with a local thing, not with a global thing. You know, they don't want a new world order global currency. They want a new technology of currency for their local community, for their local economy. And if you look, for example, at Bitcoin, the Chinese have made 100 billion at least from mining that. You could almost consider it to be a Chinese currency, a Chinese export, and that's all well and good. But the people making money from supporting that blockchain, from the mining of that blockchain, aren't local to lots of countries in the world. This is an opportunity for Brazilians to actually be the miners and to make the block rewards from a currency as well. So it's very much focused on that large community of ADVFN users for a very large, vital economy and to give them their own cryptocurrency. And you know, we might just be the first. I'm sure there'll be many to follow because it's a logical idea. You know, people don't want a global currency in Britain. They want the pound. They didn't want the euro. They wanted the pound. And so it kind of follows on that idea. People want to have their own cryptocurrency, their own crypto blockchain. And this is an opportunity for us to introduce that there.
Okay, let's make something clear. OBC owns 20% of the pre-mine coin, is that right?
Well, actually, yes and no. OBC has what's called a pre-mine. And a pre-mine, they have, one way or another, essentially, they generate a block of coins at the beginning of the process. And that block of coins, which are pre-mined before it's open for everyone to mine it, OBC has a large chunk of those coins.
But that means if the market cap of Brazio will be $3 million, so OBC will have $600,000.
Well, if the market cap of Brazio was $1 billion, it would have hundreds of millions of dollars of Brazio coins. Yes, it would. Because, you know, I don't think we're looking at Brazio to be worth a market cap of, in crypto market cap of $1 million. I mean, that's nice, it'd be interesting. And today it will probably be, might as well, next to nothing. Every crypto coin that is born is worth nothing, right? It's worth nothing to the day it goes on to an exchange. And when it goes on to an exchange, it might go, yesterday, one of our new crypto coins went onto an exchange, it opened and it was worth $250,000. By the end of the play, it was worth $1 million.
So you...
But, and this is important, if it's a failure, it'd be worth nothing. If it's a success, it could be worth 50 million, it could be worth 500 million, it could be worth 5 billion, it could be worth 50 billion. But obviously, it won't happen overnight. Bitcoin was worth nothing for a couple of years. It was worth a few hundred million 2 or 3 years ago. It's now worth 180 billion today because it was of its kind, something that worked. And what we're trying to do is build a set of coins that work within their locality and that adds value and has a use for those people in that locality. And what that pre-mine might be worth, what today might be naught, tomorrow might be $1 million, in a month might be 10 million, in 6 months might be $1 million, in 5 years might be $1 billion. But that's what we're playing for. But to get there involves a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of good fortune, a lot of technical skill, a lot of development. So in the same way as you would develop a website, the moment before you go live, it's really worth nothing. And it can be worth a lot the first day, and it can be worth not much 6 months later. It can be a big website in 5 years. So it's very similar to that idea. But yes, all the coins that we develop, OBC starts off with a bag of coins, actually a pretty big bag of coins, but that enables the business to have an asset, and it also develops the coin so it has a cash flow. So for example, a Brazio coin, I actually can't, we have a number of coins going at the moment, and they all have different permutations, because the idea being that what works is not necessarily known, but you know the structure. So some coins, for example, have a 10% of all the mining rewards come back to OBC. So that's a cash flow. So if there were $100 million worth of coins mined, well, at the moment, Bitcoin is 12 coins an hour. So that would be 1.2 coins an hour. So if we owned Bitcoin under that model, we'd be earning $7,000 an hour. Now, obviously, Bitcoin's worth 200 billion. But that backflow from the mining of the coins, OBC gets, and that it uses that income flow to build the business model behind a coin, to build up the use case, to fund development, to make a profit, to build up that coin to be something that is a materially important crypto coin. Because making a coin is one thing, it's actually really difficult. But nonetheless, people can do that. Actually turning that coin, monetizing that coin, making that coin a important currency or blockchain, that is a long-term business model. And we get an asset at the beginning of the process, and then we get a cash flow during that process of the coin being developed and being mined by people. Because effectively, I go to a miner and I say, you can get 50 coins mining this. And they go, I love that. But by the way, when you make 50, we make 10 on top, right? And some people think that's a tax, but in a way it is a tax. But they would be happy with 50, but we're going to get 10 as well on top of that. And that comes back to us, and that enables us to develop the project forward, to carry on building that coin, because a lot of crypto coins are out there, fantastic coins. The developers have gone. There's no development because they've got no cash flow back in to the project which they control. So there's no reason for them to develop unless they're communists and want to be saints. If they actually want to earn a living, if they want to make a profit, if they want to be a proper business, they need that money coming back to them. And I think we're not pioneering it, but we are one of the operations that are bringing forward the idea that some money reward comes back to the organization behind it. It happens with other coins, and I think that's something that's going to work very well for us.
Okay, let's hear directly from Brazil. So we are connecting to João Torres, who is head of ADVFN operation in Brazil.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you? I'm fine.
So I'm here with Clem, and we have been discussing the launch of Brazio. So I wanted to understand from you how the idea was born.
Hi, Stephanie. It was a mixture of need and opportunity. We felt compelled to participate in a market that has grown a lot in recent years. Cryptocurrencies in general, but especially Bitcoin, practically monopolized the attention of investors in 2017. That made that a large part of the financial volume invested in the stock market and bond market migrated to the crypto markets. In only 1 year, the financial volume invested in Bitcoin in Brazil grew from $160 million to $2.4 billion. The number of investors in crypto exchange has increased from approximately 2,000 people to 1.4 billion people. Just to compare, there are in Brazil no more than 600,000 investors in the share market. Obviously, we at ADVFN, a website that has always been specialized in the stock market, felt the need to participate in this market as well. But it wasn't only need. I saw great opportunity as well. Brazil had not yet fully awakened to this new financial revolution. All this movement around Bitcoin in the past year was mainly promoted by investors. We have here tiny numbers of exchanges specialized in cryptocurrency. There are just 1 or 2 crypto coins created here. So we thought, we have to take this opportunity. When we speak about Brazil, we are speaking about a country with a very solid banking system, but which, until today, wasn't able to absorb about 30% of his Brazilian families. We're talking about a country where high technology is very expensive. Mining Bitcoin here, for example, is extremely expensive activity. It's it's completely out of the reality of average Brazilian. Certainly, we are facing with a great opportunity, using online blockchain's expertise to develop a currency that would meet the needs of the Brazilian population, and using the good reputation that ADVFN acquired in the Brazilian financial market in the past 12 years to popularize this coin, are such a good opportunity. Definitely, Brazil has a lot of potential to be great, and a great potential to become a benchmark here.
Thank you very much, João, for your comment. It was really useful.
Thank you, Steph.
Thanks. So, Clem, you mentioned about a listing on a crypto exchange for Brazio. That is also in the white paper. So when are you planning that? And are you already in discussion with some parties?
Well, I would say we're already in discussions. There are a number of options. And we have another coin for Argentina, which came out yesterday, and it's been a bit of a runaway success. And we have a relationship with an Argentinian exchange. It's a tremendous exchange. And we want to reproduce that energy because there's a lot of social, someone used the phrase engineering with crypto coins because it's a social good. And therefore it's quite key to get off on the right foot. There's 530 exchanges, and some of them are not necessarily have such a great reputation. You need an exchange with the right shape, with the right charging system, with the right language, for example. I mean, if we came out on an American exchange, it would do very well, but obviously it wouldn't necessarily speak to the market, to the local market of Brazil. So, we're looking to partner with people that have a Portuguese footprint, for example. So we will take great care to get that exchange relationship. We can have one tomorrow, but it's better for us to, take our spot and get the right exchange. I mean, Plus One coin, which is doing very, very well at the moment, that's got Crypto Bridge, which is a decentralized exchange. Very, very exciting technology, that exchange. Decentralized, so it doesn't suffer from certain problems that centralized ones have. And it also has Trade Satoshi, which is another great exchange, and that works very, very well for Plus One coin. As I say, Buenos is an Argentinian coin. It's on an Argentinian exchange, which is called South Exchange. It's another tremendous exchange.
So how many coins do you have at the moment with OBC?
Well, we have built up a lot of strength in depth of crypto expertise. So we can develop coins, as many as we like. I mean, we're not limited to how many coins we could make. But that's not what it's about. What it's about is creating coins that have a use case, that have a reason to exist, that have a social footprint, that have the right exchange relationships, that have the right white paper, the right path, blueprint for its future. I mean, I can build you 5 coins tomorrow, but that doesn't turn into value. Turning coins into value is making a value proposition for the market, for the globe, for local markets, a use case for coins. And a lot of the excitement is from people that think they can switch a crypto coin on tomorrow and somehow it'd be worth $1 billion. Well, maybe 2 years ago. Now it's all about making something that has value, that has utility, that does a job that needs to be done and does it better than existing software and existing solutions. And that, if you can do that, will add huge amounts of value. And that's the gold bullseye that we're firing at.
So if I'm a retailer, high street retailer, and I'm not selling enough, anyone, can be Mother Care, can be Topshop. So I come to you and I ask you to create a coin and a blockchain. Is that something that you will be doing?
I could make the FinancialFox coin tomorrow, but would it have the focus, energy, and sanity to be able to turn that into a long-term project? Because these are not sprints. People think of this as a sprint because they saw Bitcoin go from nothing to a zillion in a matter of weeks. It's a 10-year process. Yeah? The cryptocurrency, the fortunes are not made in a sprint. It's a marathon. Okay, so you have to have the marathon in mind because the coins that are now worth billions were worth nothing 3 years ago and may have been founded another 3 years before that. And they catch on fire at some point. They reach a critical mass. And that is the game that we're playing. We're playing a long-term, strategic, step-by-step methodical approach to having certain coins with strong use cases, strong reasons to exist, and strong reasons to push that money into circulation. To have a coin that is valuable, it has to expand its circulation.
Do you maybe want to say something about the +1 coin? How is that going?
It's going extremely well. It's going extremely well for OBC and for ADVFN. And I think we're on to a very, very big one. I can tell you myself, I'm a big buyer of +1 coin. I buy as many as I can feel is sane to buy, because that social validation is just electric. I'm seeing it working, and this is all public domain. You can go onto ADVFN and see it at work. You can go onto Investors Hub in America, which is our big investor site, and you can see our audience going wild for it. And anybody can go into Trade Satoshi and buy it, or mine it and sell it, and I mine it too. My notebook's mining +1 coin.
How money is making?
Sorry, what was that?
How much money is making?
+1 coin.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's still early days, and you're still looking at, you know, 4, 5-figure sums. But the coin itself has gone from being worth, you know, a few tens of thousands now to a few hundreds of thousands. And that's how you get to a few million, and that's how you get to a few tens of millions, and how you get to a few hundreds of millions, and how you get to the big game, step by step by step. And what we set out to do, to make a social validation coin, it works. And it's opening up other opportunities for ADVFN for revenue, and that revenue that ADVFN makes, that kicks back into OBC, because OBC charges fees for providing that service. And that feeds into the market, that then feeds into the coin, that feeds into the value of the coin, that feeds into the value of our user base's coin holdings, that then feed back into their excitement to use it, which then feeds back into their usage, which feeds back. It's a virtuous circle. And that is now, for anybody to see, on our sites, that actually happening. So that's very, very exciting. Now, +1 coin's been going since November, so it's nothing new, but this is crypto is a long-term future. I was talking to a very important guy at Ripple yesterday, and they have the same model as OBC, which is they don't own the Ripple blockchain. That's gone, that's out in the world doing its thing, but they put applications on top. They build the infrastructure. They get revenue from building that infrastructure out, giving people solutions that use Ripple for the things that they need to do, to actually utilize that blockchain for purposes that involve growing businesses, in this case for banks. And they're not looking at it as a cost-saving item, which it is also a cost-saving item. They're looking at it as a way of having new businesses that couldn't otherwise be done. You can't validate social input at the moment with any other way but by using +1 coin. And maybe there'll be 100 for social validation coins in a few years' time, but we're the first into that market. We have the opportunity to turn that into something important, or at least very profitable, or at least, you know, worth having. And we're making very good progress on that, because the future of so many things, including social networks, including advertising, including banking and insurance and all law and everything like that, is going to be on the blockchain. And the first people to get there are the people that got the very best chance of turning something small into something very large, and that's why we're there.
And I think it looks like you have got lots on the table now, with Brazio, with the Argentinian one.
Well, you see, we could make Antarctic coin for the penguins, right? Penguin coin, but that doesn't have a use case. Yeah, Brazil has a need for its own local cryptocurrency, and we have the audience there. Investors Hub has a huge audience. ADVFN has a huge audience. We built a coin which they can do something new and exciting with. They are the audience, and we have the use case. So we're looking at audiences and use cases. And, you know, as long as you stay healthy and legal and sane, there's a lot of opportunity there. And we've scratched the surface and we're digging.
Okay, Clem, thank you very much. We are all looking forward for further updates. And that's everything from the FinancialFox. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye.